Satan knows God lives. Satan knows God exists. Are you aware? Though he's not a believer. I can't call him a believer. He's not a believer. But he's the biggest hypocrite. Because Satan has related with God directly before even human beings were created. He knows God. But me, I was told, you are told, I read it in a book. But he related with God directly. He knew God exists. But he denied that God. That is why he's an hypocrite. So if you have a belief and you don't walk by that belief, that is why Allah said, Ikhwanu shayatin, those are the brothers of Shaitan. Wakana Shaitan li rabbihi kafuro. And Shaitan denied his Lord. So if you don't walk by your belief, then you deny that Lord. You deny that God. And then you don't want to be a believer. And that is why Satan can never want to be a believer. But he knows God exists. That is why they said, when they asked Satan, what is the best way to deceive people? No, don't deceive people by telling them there is no God. Oh. No. Because naturally, inherently, God has made it in mind. But you make them to offend God. So that God will condemn them. Allah Akbar. You make them to offend God. So that God will condemn them. May God never allow us to offend him. And that is the essence of Ramadan. To make us move away from those evil that will make God to condemn us. And move us close to those good that will make us close to God. And then God will now love us. And then we'll be men of God.
That is huge, sir. Yes, you've given us a lot to understand regarding the last 10 days of Ramadan. Then I'm still going to repeat the question again, that someone whose job or work schedule has been hindering his availability of having a seclusion in the masjid. Can such a person, what can the person do?
No, you
to
cannot
also benefit from that night?
You cannot do itikaf outside mosque.
Okay.
Because Allah himself said it. He said, وَبَاشِرُهُنَّ وَلَا تُبَاشِرُهُنَّ وَأَنْتُمْ آكِفُونَ فِي الْمَسَاجِدِ. Said, and do not move close to your wife when you are doing seclusion in the mosque. It is clear. وَأَنْتُمْ آكِفُونَ فِي الْمَسَاجِدِ. So seclusion is not done in the house. It's not done in the home. So those who are saying, they are liars. So there is no khalwa in the house. There is no seclusion in the house. Seclusion is in the mosque, where you don't see your wife, you don't see your children, you don't see any of your family member. Anybody you will see must have come to do seclusion along with you. And you don't mix men with women. So it's a place you don't think of any worldly things at all. Any worldly things. Ordinarily, at this time that we have Android and phones, you are supposed to keep your phones at home. If anybody is to ask about you, give your phone to your wife or children, tell them I'm not available. Any information they want to send, let them tell you. When I come back, I will. You must have prepared everything for that. That for that 10 days, you don't want to do anything with any human being. You want to be fully with God. Anything that will take you out of that mosque is clear. It's haja. It's called haja. Natural needs. You want to go to toilet. You want to eat. There is no food in the mosque. You want to go and eat. You get food vendor around. You buy the food. You take it back inside the mosque and you eat it inside the mosque. You don't go out. You don't go all about. You don't go visitation to see somebody that is dead or whatever. You don't do that. So you stay all through in the mosque. So when some people are saying, that our sheikh is now a year that is last, so that person is a sinner. You know why he's a sinner? Allah made going to mosque compulsory for men. He did not allow me to pray in the house. Allah did not allow men to pray in the house. You must go to mosque to pray. Men, not women. And you say you are doing khalwa. That's number one. You must go to Juma service every Friday. It's a must. It's not a whether. It's not like going to church on Sunday. No. Going to mosque on Friday is compulsory. It's compulsory. Not a matter of whether you like it or you don't like it. You must go to mosque to pray. Now you are now doing khalwa in your home, in your house. So that is why if you want to do itikaf, it must be in a central mosque, because Friday service will come with him and you must observe that Friday service. That is why itikaf must be done in a central mosque. It cannot be done even in a local mosque. And there is no day, if you want to complete the 10 days, there is no how Friday will not come in.
Yes.
And sometimes it can be 2 Fridays.
Yes.
So are you going to miss Friday because of itikaf? Friday is compulsory, itikaf is not compulsory. That is the standard Islam look. Which one is the highest? The compulsory one is bigger than the lower one. The one that is not compulsory, the one Allah will ask you. Allah is not going to ask you itikaf because it's voluntary. But Allah is going to ask you about dinner service that you missed. So you have to do your Juma service. So somebody now saying, I will pray for you, my is playing with shaitan. No. Wallah, it is demon that is appearing to most of them. And the thing is one angel or one what do they call they used to call them the Rawaniya. They call them Rawaniya. Ruh, Miruh, Rahwaniya, that is spirits. Which kind of spirit? It is spirit. We don't doubt it is spirit. But which kind of spirit? There are good spirits, there are bad spirits. There are angels, there are demons. So it is demon that is appearing to them. Because one of the closest way called by Prophet Muhammad sallam. I read an hadith. The Prophet called Satan, asked him, how do you deceive? Allah Akbar. How do you deceive? And by what method do you deceive? That one of the strongest weapons to deceive is to make people to offend God, to make things of this world alluring to them. But before they will take it, they will need to offend God. Allah Akbar. Before you will take it, you will need to offend God. So, and if you love that thing beyond the love for God, you will follow the allurement, and then you will offend God, and then you follow Satan. That is it. So if somebody now come and say, I am a saint, or I am somebody, and he is directing you to offend God to attain one blessing of this world, know that person is Satan. Money belongs to God, not to devil. Money belongs to God. Some people say, if you don't follow Satan, you cannot get money. Wallahi, does it mean Satan is the owner of money? Allah owns Satan himself. Yes. Allah is the creator of Satan. He did not create himself. He only became a stubborn spirit. Allah created him. He became and Allah knows he was going to become stubborn because it is in the Quran. Wakana shaitan kafuro. Allah told us in the Quran that when he wanted to create man, and he told angels that he was going to create man, and he warned us against shaitan. After he had created us, he warned us against him, that because he has always been a non-believer, even though he was a righteous spirit at the beginning. He was created in a righteous way. But when he intended, because Allah gave him free will, just like Allah gave human being free will, and he decided to follow the will that was against the will of God. So, and Allah casted him out of his blessings. And he said, every evil that man does, either you have hand in it or you don't have hand in it, you will carry the blame. That's why anybody who ever does anything, Satan, is Satan, because God said he is going to carry the blame, whatever blame of man, he is going to carry the blame. Understand? So, and he is ready to do that. So if Satan now wants to deceive you, it will come through something that will allure you, or that will lure you into evil, and that will be clear to you that it's an offense to God. And when you now decide to take that area and decide to offend God, who tells you that God is a fool? No. Allah told us in the Quran, no. He told us that whoever offends him, seek for forgiveness, he forgives. He comes back again, seek for forgiveness, he forgives. Comes again, he said, Allah will not forgive him. Allah can forgive million times, but you will now want to be deceiving yourself, thinking you are deceiving Allah. No. If you deny God, you come back, you deny him, you come back, you deny him again, and you now die on the on that, you cannot have the forgiveness of God. May God forgive us.
Okay, yes, sir. Whenever Ramadan is around, there is this pillar of Islam that is usually
Attached
preached
to it,
about or
that's
attached to it.
zakat.
That is zakat. I want you to quickly give us the significance of zakat to Islam
Ramadan.
and its relationship in Ramadan.
Zakat is different, Ramadan is different. Zakat comes into your money when you have the minimum worth of what we call nisab in excess of your money, and you pay 1/40 of that worth that you have. The totality of what you possess, you pay 1/40, 2.5% of your worth, 2.5% of your worth, and it is annual. And you pay it into 8 categories set of people that Allah has itemized in Surah At-Tawbah, that is chapter 39 of the Quran. Allah itemized some 8 set of people that are to take this zakat. Those who are to give is those who are wealthy. If you are wealthy, it is measured either in gold or in silver. If it is measured in gold, it is measured in gold in a country where there is affluence, where there is much, there is affluence. It is measured in gold. Where there is poverty, it is measured in silver. Because if it is measured in gold in the area where there is poverty, less people will pay zakat, less people will have the ability to pay. Because zakat nowadays in Nigeria, if we worth it by gold, it will mean you will have not less than 11 million with you for not less than a year before you can remove zakat. How many people have that 11 million? But if you measure by silver, it is like 1 point something million today in Nigeria. Now, if you measure by silver, then it will make a lot of people to come under within those who can. The Prophet used the two. When there was affluence, he measured, because Allah used him as a model for humanity, and he must pass through all the things we have to pass through. He cannot just put us into a situation without him tasting it. He tasted all what we are passing through, so that he will teach us not only by mouth, also physically. He had children, they died. He had wife, they died. He lived harsh life. He lived easy life. He lived like a leader. He lived like a slave. Every kind of life Muhammad lived, alhamdulillah. That is why he's a complete leader. He was a complete leader. He lived without wife and he lived with wife. He lived with one wife and he lived with many wives. Allah chose him. He was a chosen person in all ramifications. So you cannot say he talked it by the mouth, but he did not experience it. He experienced it and he taught us. And those experiences were not caused by him. It was caused by God. He had children in his lifetime, little children, and he had ones that died in his lifetime. He had the one that died after he had left. He had wife that died in his lifetime. He had those that died after he had gone. Allahu Akbar. So no evil you can say touch you that the Prophet never had similar, and no good you say touch you that the Prophet also never touched similar. He was rich, he was poor. You know why? The Prophet never lived a day like this with money in his house. But every day is blessed. Every day is blessed. Allah always ensure he is satisfied. If he sleeps with hunger today, he will sleep with belly full tomorrow. But after ensuring that those who are close to him have also eaten. Understand? So that was the kind of person he was. So at that time, what was your question? Your question was about zakat. So at that time, when there was harshness, he measured by silver. When there was affluence, he measured by gold. So in the Nigeria situation where economy of Nigeria is very hard, you don't expect us to measure by gold. If we measure by gold now, a lot of people, only like people like Dangote or Tedola will be the one that will be paying zakat now. You understand? But people who are of lesser means, will not be able to pay zakat, because when you are still having 9 million, you are still a poor person under that standard. You are still a poor person. And in all honesty, if you have 9 million in your account today in Nigeria, are you poor? You are not poor. So that is why that measurement must be brought down. And that was why he also established the measurement by silver. So that measurement by silver, when it is now measured, and you realize that you have that this much in excess of your need for this long number of time, whatever it has become after a year, if it is 1 million at the beginning of the year, if by the end of the year it has run up to 100 million, then that means you are going to pay 20, from 100 million, that is 1/40 of 100 million, 2.5 million. Very small. On a million, it's only 25,000 naira. On a million, look at how small it is. It's only 25,000 naira. So for 100 million, you're only going to pay 2.5 million. And people are removing 100. Abiola, before he died, at a time, he said his zakat of that year was 100 million. Look at what we are talking about. That is 1/40 of his wealth at that time in Nigeria. What do you want to say about that of Dangote today? What do you think it will be? And Allah said he gave this ordinance so that wealth could move. I am telling you, wallahi, if you pay, I pay, she pays, everybody pays. Wallahi, wealth will circulate. Some people are hoarding too much than they need. But if you circulate it, apart from zakat, we have sadaqah. Sadaqah is unlimited. If you give your 2.5 million, you can now decide to give 10 million from your 100 million. 20, you can even decide to give 90 million. But the one that is compulsory, because Allah will not ask more than what you can bear. Anything that is compulsory will be made easy so that it can be common. That was why, if you want to make zakat, if you want to make sadaqah of 90 million from your 100 million, nobody stops you. But you must make zakat of 2.5 million from your 100 million. That's the difference. That's the difference. That one is the compulsory. But the one that is not compulsory, which everybody is also encouraged to do, is sadaqah. So now, when it is Ramadan, people do remove it in Ramadan so that they will not miss the calculation. That is one of the reasons, so that they will not forget. Because it's not like prayer we pray every day, and it's not as pronounced as Hajj we go every year, and it's not like Ramadan and it's individual something.